So in day-to-day, it's really providing advice to the member countries. There are 32 member countries of the OECD, and they're looking for policy advice so that they can form their energy policies. And nuclear is one of those things that they look at. So day-to-day, we look at the issues which affect nuclear development: economics, financing, human resource development, resources, issues of that type, and technology, of course, as well. And we compare those with other energy sources, and we write those up as reports and presentations, and often as policy briefs. Yeah. Well, a little bit of unusual career. I did a first degree in mathematics and a PhD in mathematics at Oxford. And then I was looking to complete in time, so I took a postdoc at the United Kingdom Atomic Energy Agency. So I got involved in the nuclear industry. And I did work on theoretical physics and risk assessment. And then after a while, I thought, well, I'd like to get out of that. And we moved then to Australia at that point. And I worked at the University of Sydney, particularly with students in chemical engineering, looking at risk assessment, all sorts of risks that might happen in chemical plants. About 4 years after that, I was offered a job as Director of Safety at the Australian Nuclear Science and Technology Organisation. And I was only there about 1 year, and they asked me to lead a project to build a research reactor, which took in total 10 years. Following that, I ended up as a senior executive for 2 spells as acting CEO. And I mean, that meant I managed the whole of the scientific output and research that went on at ANSTO. Yeah, well, I'm not sure that I recommend my approach, but first of all, I chose mathematics because I liked it. And I even went to university with no clear idea what I would do at the end of the period of time. And at the end of the period of time, I was offered traditional jobs that mathematicians get as actuaries in banks and accountancy, but I didn't really fancy those. So I ended up doing a teaching degree or a teaching certificate, and I taught for a period of time. And then I thought, oh, well, I'd like to do a PhD, so I did a PhD after that. But I've always been very logical, and I've always liked problem solving. So when I was offered a job really which was about solving problems, complex problems in science, and in the nuclear area there were lots of those, it seemed a very good area to be in. But I think it was clear to me that would be a temporary phase, that what I really was good at was organizing, planning, managing. And so I got more and more involved in that sort of side of it. In the end, I thought it'd be a good idea to do an MBA as well, so I got a more rounded management training. And in fact, most of my career has been managing large programs. So I think my skills have turned out to be project management, people management, which has to be really important, and also trying to get things to work to time and budget.